Hey, welcome back to Pete Plays. Here we are playing Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. We're crawling up a tree, and it's a beautiful time. Kaylee got poisoned. Sorry, Kaylee, let me fix that real quick. Nice. Okay, we're climbing up a tree. We went down this one, and it was a trap. So let's go down this one and see if it's a not trap. But first, we gotta punch these dudes. Snippy on. Snippy, snip, snip. Yo! Bada booda, bada booda bow. Okay. I've been trying to think of, you know how sometimes I'll like bring a topic and talk about things, and it you know, happens with varying degrees of success. That ain't it. Because sometimes I will try to talk about something and just like have absolutely no capacity for multitasking. Which, look, if you're new to the show, that's not getting better anytime soon. But if you are a returning or long time viewer, that just comes with the territory, you know. But it's sort of weird too to just like be like, I'm gonna talk about brr today, right? Oh man, what? Okay, well, I guess I got a grappling hook over there. All right. Thought I could open it from up top. Maybe not. Yeah, it's hard to just be like, let's talk about global health. I mean, I suppose it wouldn't be like that hard, just in terms of like, hey, actually, you know what? This is a good thing to talk about. I'm going to talk about something that I talked about in therapy this week. And I know that sounds sort of silly, and I know that this is just a video game show, but like, no, this is a good thing, I promise. It's in my family, we have this thing that we say, especially when we're talking about sports. And it's not like, I don't think we like came up with it. In fact, I think Twitter came up with it. But especially when we're talking about, oh, nice, level up. The Colts, which is a football team we like, or the Indiana University Hoosiers football team, which is sort of historically bad. The IU Hoosiers football team has more losses than any other Division I football program in the history of college football. Inauspicious. You bet. Right? I think they have like 704 losses, because they've been around since like 1885, right? They've been playing basically what's D1 football since then. So there have been a few years where it was like, oh my goodness, are they going to be good this year? Is it going to go well? And then, you know, inevitably we're disappointed because we haven't won a bowl game since 1991. No, I think it's earlier than that, actually. 1990? It's been a long time. We haven't... There are teams that we play every year that we haven't beaten since... I think the last time... Oh, our last bowl win was 1989, I think. Our last time that we beat Ohio State was 1991. So, like, I was alive, but like the tape wasn't running. So it's hard to be a fan of a team that hasn't had like significant measures of success in 30 years. So what we say to sort of temper our enthusiasm and to remind ourselves, I think, at least for me, to remind myself to have fun and not to get like not to make my fun contingent upon like getting my hopes up about an ultimate like victory or something. We say never hope. This is actually somewhat representative of like a life outlook for me, not because I'm a pessimistic person. In fact, I would consider myself in demeanor quite optimistic, and I think people who know me would echo that. But my sort of internal disposition is I'm going to have no expectations. And then, if it goes poorly, I can't be disappointed. That is, I think, why I tend to come across as pretty optimistic, even though I would consider myself really more of just sort of a pragma. Oh boy! Please don't die! She died! Okay. Well, bye, Kaylee. Oh, we gotta hit him. Okay. Yikes. That was rough. What spells does she have? She's got arrow. She's got 35. Oh, I did the wrong one. I did heal instead of... Doggone. It's okay. She's got so many spells it can't possibly matter. I'm really, I think, more of a pragmatist, and by that I mean like actual, like philosophical, like Deweyan pragmatism in the sense that like, well, what I mean by what turns out good is just dependent upon what the situation calls for, right? Like what my operating definition is of what it means when something good happens, right? So, and for me, that allows me to sort of be nimble because, honestly, I don't really get mad like long term. I get upset, but like it's so hard to maintain a bad mood. That's like, oh, I'm so angry, I'm gonna burst and gonna... Right? Like, that takes so much energy. And I don't have that kind of energy. I live under capitalism. What, are you kidding me? So I just never hope. And to me, that just means if you don't have expectations, you can't be disappointed. And you can just kind of roll with the punches. As a neurodivergent person, like, that's also necessary because like I can get really locked in to like how I think something should be, and then I get frustrated when it doesn't turn out the right way. So I have to like really remind myself like, hey, let's have some perspective. Let's not have unrealistic expectations. Let's just go with whatever happens. All that to say, I'm the kind of person that I genuinely want to have hope for the world. I'm an INFJ. I'm an Enneagram 1. Like, oh, wow. Dude, Petey McDodgemus. I have pretty, like, lofty ideas of, like, what it means for things to go well and for there to be justice and all of this. And sometimes it's hard to look at the world and like have hope for that. But what's interesting is that I've been, oh boy, if I have to do all this again. I mean, I gotta do it though. I gotta explore what's down that vine, don't I? Because like, there's gotta be at least one of those vines that has something on it, right? Otherwise, why would they do it? Just to trick you and be jerks? So it's Miriam Kaba, whose name I've actually never heard pronounced. You know those names or words where like you've only ever read them, so you don't know. You aren't entirely sure like how to say them. Like that's one of those names. But she frequently talks about how hope is a discipline. It's something we have to like work on. It's not just the sort of like nice, good feelings about things that I like. And that can be hard to do sometimes. Especially when you want to keep... Oh, nice! Good! This one did finally work out. Especially when you want to keep perspective and not, like... You know what? I should... Might as well use this. You want to keep perspective and make sure that you're not, like, forgetting people who have different experiences than you. You try to just be like, all right, well, oh, man, it didn't take him out. I got to use a bomb here. Rats. I really thought that would get rid of all of them. No. Hey. So there's this balance that you have to keep between, like, things can be better. Things are, you know, I'm realistic about the way things are. And I'm also living in a way that's, like, sustainable for my brain and psyche and circumstances, right? Like, there's so many things that I can't do anything about other than prepare myself to be the kind of person who will be able to deal with it when those things are better, right? So I don't really know where I was going with this other than, like, I've been thinking a lot about the idea of hope and wonder. And just, like, how to do it well, how to do it responsibly, how to, like, have the right outlook that, don't do it, yes, that, like, leads you to become the right kind of person, but also, like, not burn yourself out. Because, like, I think that a lot of people who aren't... Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so... Okay. Ooh. That was dangerous, man. I thought I was gonna mess that up the whole time. We might even call that platforming. Ow. So just, I don't know. Conversation I remember having with friend of the show, Matthias. I do call him friend of the show, but he doesn't watch because he doesn't really watch YouTube, which is totally fine. I just think it's funny that every time I mention it to him, he's like, "Sorry, I don't watch your show," and I'm like, "Dude, don't worry about it, man." Ow! Wow, these guys are tough. Yikes! Oh, Petey, you are hurting me. Good. Okay. Cool. I should get rid of him. Yeah, we were having this conversation about, like, man, it feels dumb sometimes that I still shop on Amazon, even though it just doesn't really fit with the way that I'm trying to see the world, right? It feels dumb sometimes that I recycle, but I can't tell if my the stuff that I recycle is actually getting recycled, right? It feels bad to do these things that feel like they have no discernible effect, but part of hope is preparing yourself to live in a world that isn't around yet, right? I want to be prepared to live in a world where I am not gonna be able to like get stuff delivered to me the next day, but I know that that's gonna be okay because the way stuff that gets delivered to me, this is the longest tree dungeon ever. The way stuff gets delivered to me, it like doesn't rely on exploited labor, right? And maybe that sounds silly, and maybe that sounds like it's not that big a deal, but I don't know. I think the reason that a lot of people can't, like, lose hope, like, get burnt out, can't deal with certain, the idea of certain kinds of activism or certain, like, ways that we could change the world is because they haven't done the work to imagine themselves in a world where they can't get the benefits of the things that, there's nothing here. Where they can't get the benefits of the things that they get based on the unjust systems, right? I need to be able to imagine not getting something ordered from Amazon in a day or two. I need to go back to imagining what it's like to have to wait the better part of a week to get something I order online. And in one way, that kind of stinks, right? I like it. It makes my life easier. But I think what we forget to do is realize that, like, hey, but also in a more just world, we won't feel the pressure of, like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this tomorrow because I gotta run these errands and there's no way that I can get this thing and what am I gonna do about that, right? Like, there's gonna be less of that because the world overall is like, we're making it bend towards something more just. So I don't know, like, I think that's the value of hope, is trying to imagine ourselves there. Boy, this was just a colossal waste of time to go into there. It wasn't... Man. What if I just hopped on top of all these little mushrooms? That would be quicker. So anyway, there's my chat for the day. It's been a while since I had one of those little chats. But you know what? Oh, that's downstairs. Okay. I'm thankful that I have a space where I can just kind of, you know, talk about stuff and get I don't know, one thing that's really cool is friends of the show will talk to me about it sometimes. Friend of the show, Patrick, for sure. Ow. Oh, man. Just getting to talk about video games, but also just life that goes with it. So, kind of sounds like I'm ending the episode, but I'm not. There's so much more episode to go, and there's so much more tree to go. Boy. Da, 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 da. I don't like these little ooze boys. I'm not fans of theirs. Do, do, do. Oh man! Ah, those crits are brutal. Okay. Probably gonna do some healing after this. I gotta remember to do it with Kaylee because she has like a billion heal spells. 1 billion heal spells. I'm Carl Sagan. My Carl Sagan impression actually sounded a lot like Carl Castle, who was formerly, oh, that's not what I wanted. Who was formerly the voice, no, not that one, of the announcer on Wait Wait Don't Tell Me on NPR. Now it's Bill Curtis. But it used to be Carl Castle. I'm Carl Castle. And you're listening to Wait Wait Don't Tell Me. But now it's like, I'm Bill Curtis. And you're listening to Wait Wait Don't Tell Me. What am I at the NPR News Quiz? That's what it is. I like that show. It's fun. It's got comedians. It's a quiz show. Petey's leveling up. Everything's coming up, Petey. Everything's coming up, Petey. I didn't listen to it that much before Carl Castle. I think he's recent since passed. But I wasn't like super attached to him. But Peter Sagal has been the host since I started listening to it 15 plus years ago. And now I'm kind of like, oh man, what's gonna... Peter Sagal will not... Oh, here's the thing. Like, stuff that you think of as like, oh yeah, that's just a thing that happens consistently. Like, those things will end someday. And it's kind of weird to think about that, because often we think about stuff in terms of like, oh, the show got canceled or whatever. But, oh, you know what? I think it's going to take 2 turns anyway, but like, one day The Simpsons will not be on television anymore. Right? One day, Wait Wait Don't Tell Me won't be on the radio anymore. Or just one day, Peter Sagal won't be the host of Wait Wait Don't Tell Me anymore. I remember there was, I mean, it's happened more than once. He's like on a vacation or whatever, but there was one where Peter Sagal was taking the week off, or a couple weeks off, and Tom Hanks hosted the show, and it was actually really fun, but it was also kind of weird, because it was like, what is going on here? Like, huh? This is a totally different person. Ow! I got stabbed by a blob. That seems counterintuitive. So yeah, that's just sort of odd to think about. Stuff that you just think of as happening and being consistent won't always be there. I think that is... So for me, both philosophically and sort of in my like morals in my life, I think this is the reason why you have to have a good imagination. And I don't mean this in the like, oh, you have to be able to like be silly. I mean, you have to be able to imagine what the future is like. And this is... I am Kantian insofar as I think that a condition for the possibility of human thought is being able to imagine something different than the way that it is. That is a crucial human faculty. If I cannot imagine that my shoes can go from untied to tied, I cannot tie my shoes. I will never intend to tie my shoes because I can't picture what it would be like for things not to be the way that they are. Hegel talks about this in the Phenomenology of Spirit, and I'm not a Hegelian, and I don't do Hegel very well. But basically, one of the moments of like spirit or like the development of consciousness, he thinks is like when we're able to tell the difference between a present state and a future intended state or a past no longer state. I let her, whoops, I didn't heal her enough. Sorry, Kaylee. It's not like you get experience anyway, so there's no penalty for doing that. um, that is like crucial. You don't have what we call consciousness without that moment, right? That moment of like, oh, what if it wasn't this? What if it was something different? And don't love it. Don't love it. I would like to imagine a future where the game doesn't do that to me. I got some cure potions though, so it. Oh, I hopped over it. So that's all that matters. Okay. I don't know where I'm going. Like, I see some bad guys that haven't been handled yet. Oh my gosh! There's so much to this tree. This isn't even one of the crystal dungeons. This is, I want to get to the next crystal. And it's gonna take me 3 episodes to plow through all these guys. Holy Jenkins. Well, we did get a strike first, so. I think I should have handled that differently, but oh well. There we go. Okay, let's see what, at least, let's try to look around and see what we got. Got more cure and heal potions. I'll never ever run out of those. Maybe I can be a little strategic about which of these losers I'm gonna fight. Get in, losers! We're cleaning up a ancient tree. Oh man, now I got a confused boy. Oh, well. I mean, it could have been worse. Oh, he did a spooky laugh. He's David Pumpkins. Any questions? I love that. Man. That looks like a boss. Looks like a chimera. Let's do it. Let's vow to finish this episode only after we have defeated this boss. I think we can do it. But if the... oh, man! He did a spooky laugh to me, and Kaylee missed with her axe. Still, well, now he's a sleepy boy. At least he's not gonna accidentally, like, cast an earthquake on my party. Also, I mean, I think they're kind of locked into it because of how the... Should I do it? Should I do it? Oh, it took me here. Okay, I hadn't been here yet. What was I saying? Shoot, I started to say something that was... There it is. I'm thinking about some things, and, okay, so today's November 19th, and on November 19th, Twitter was imploding but still functioning. I don't know, this is going to come out December 15th, so almost 4 weeks from today. Genuinely don't know if Twitter is still going to be running. I expect that it will, because there's still a lot of, like, automation, and right, I think that people would have to, like, intentionally take it down. But there's a new sort of up and coming social media website called Hive Social. Oh, interesting. Wait, shoot, which one did I go in? Oh, rats. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, man. I don't remember where to go. Oh boy. I've got a social media website called Hive, and I've been thinking about like, maybe I'll check it out, see what it's about, because like I use Twitter a lot, mostly like for news, news, sports. I get most of my memes there, but if I ever do try to like, you know, make Pete Plays a thing, and by that I mean like, of course it's a thing, it's been going for years, but if I ever try to like monetize it or get more followers or do a Patreon or something, what am I gonna do? And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should. How do I get out of here? There it is. Maybe I should get Hive and kind of use that as a new opportunity to branch out and just say like, hey, I'm new here, but like, here's my channel. I don't know. I've been thinking about that. I don't want this to ever become a thing that becomes a chore. And the couple times that I felt like Pete Plays wasn't going well for me personally were the times that it became a chore. Or that it, no, not heal. That it became like just too much, right? I don't ever want that to happen. Oh. So I might check it out and just see, but like I think if you want to get good on social media, like pushing yourself on social media, a friend of the show, Meg, like has an art business, and she like devotes work hours every week to like doing her posts and putting together reels and like advertising her content, and it works. It's a business, right? But it's a business and it's work. And I don't know if I want P-Plays to become that. Yo, look at that dude, Ghidra. Okay, what are we gonna? You know what I forgot to do? That. Okay. Well. Let's do that. Okay. Ah! Man, Kaylee is not having a great time. I'm gonna do the white again. Try arrow. See what arrow does to this chimera. Oh, nice! Weak against wind. Okay, goodbye, skeletons. Now it's just me and Angry Boy here. Let's see what. So it's weak against arrow, but let's see what Meteor does. Ouch! We gotta heal. Meteor should be strong. Excellent! Let's do Cure. He's gonna get a turn before I'm gonna be able to heal. Ah, good, okay. Okay, I don't want to get overconfident. Oh! 1882, great year. Okay, we are prepared to deal with that. Let's just do it again. And I want to say we'll be okay based on kind of how... Yeah! Okay. Boy, that was way easier than Tubby Two Heads. I'm grateful to you for beating these monsters. Yes, this is also my face. You have been walking in and out of my... Allow me to carry you! What? What? What's happening? Oh, he's walking. And I'm standing on his chin and or... Yo! Okay. Okay, Mr. Treeman. You're gonna make me do the work of get... How dare you? I want out of here. Okay, at least I don't have to do that again. And here we are at the Cage Temple. We got a Cage Temple, we got a battlefield, and we got Windia. So we got some stuff to do on the next episode. I don't know what this is, but we'll probably go there next. We'll see you next time on PETEPLAYS. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for letting me just talk about stuff, and I hope you're enjoying the game and enjoying your life. We'll see you next time. Bye.